What's going on, guys? JayJen Gamer here, back for another video on the Furnicraft updated add-on. This add-on is created by Robert Gamer 69. Link to his Twitter and everything else down in the description. And if you enjoy or get some sort of help from this video, maybe consider liking or subscribing. Helps a lot. And furthermore, let's get into the video. Alright, so I've already made a video on the previous version of this add-on. So if you haven't seen it, I suggest go watching it because I will not be covering things that have stayed the same since the last update. I will only be covering the basics, new things added or changed, and also commands and tips for you to help with things. Some people were complaining in the last video in the comments saying that some things weren't working. I have looked into them and they work perfectly fine for me. If they don't for you for some reason, I will also be going over a possible tip or something to help you. Alright, so before I continue on with the basics of this add-on, I also want to tell you to make sure that you downloaded both resource packs and behavior packs. Last time people were complaining about it not working. It works perfectly fine for me. It might be because you did not download both packs. Make sure that you have downloaded them, and also make sure that you're on the current version of Minecraft. And if you're wondering what version of Furnicraft I am on version 12.3. Starting with the basics. In order to craft Furnicraft things, you would need Furnicraft clay. In order to craft Furnicraft clay, you would need blue dye, red dye, green dye, and clay. Once you have these items, go ahead and put them in a crafting table, following the same crafting recipe that I have set on the board. I'll also do it with you too. So, you put your clay in the middle, green dye on the left, red dye on the top, and blue dye on the right. This will give you your Furnicraft clay. Usually 2 per one. Once you have your Furnicraft clay, go ahead and go into the crafting table and craft whatever you like. For me, I am going to craft a drum set. With this drum set, you can go ahead and place it down anywhere, or whatever else you crafted. Doesn't really matter. You can craft whatever you want. You can go ahead and sit on this drum set, which may I remind you, almost everything inside this add-on has functionality, just like this drum set. Boom, bada bop. Oops, I destroyed my drum set. Okay, well, there's that. Before we continue on, I want to cover the new storage upgrades. Keep in mind, a lot of these were not in the last version of the Furnicraft add-on, and also some things that were in the add-on that were supposed to be stored were absolutely just broken and weird. But, thankfully, Robert has fixed them and also added more, which is absolutely amazing. Now, there are different variations. Some of these are not supposed to be storage. It's supposed to be furniture, but they still work the same as storage, as you can see. As like I said, there's different variations. You got more here. I also like to remind you that these different storage bins do replace shulker boxes. So keep that in mind. Shulker boxes will be replaced in your world. There's also a cake storage, which is pretty neat. Moving on from the awesome storage, there is the stone cutter, which at first might sound a little weird, but in the last version of Furnicraft, there was supposed to be a rotator added into the game, which is supposed to be able to get from the stone cutter. Basically, what it would do is allow you to rotate and hopefully make things a little bit more even with your furniture. Unfortunately, in the last version of Furnicraft, that did not work. There was a bug, so you could not get the rotator. In this version, you still can't get the rotator. Unfortunately, Robert still, I believe he tried to fix it, but still has not fixed it. But he has added new items through the stone cutter inside this add-on. For instance, you now have the paintbrush, which you can get from the stone cutter. You have a remote, and you have the keys. With these new items comes new functionalities, such as the keys. The keys is a really awesome addition to the add-on. The keys are used to open, close Furnicraft doors. Keep in mind, these only work on Furnicraft doors. They will not work on regular doors. As you can see, I can open and close this door, and then I can also open. I can also open and close this red door. Now, this acts as kind of a locking system. Without the keys, these doors do not function. As you can see, I cannot close or open them. The reason being, it's supposed to act as a function of locking doors. So this is a really nice addition to the game, and also can be used as a way to lock people in a room, or even lock up your house knowing that it will be perfectly safe with your door locked. Unless they have keys. Of course, any type of key can actually unlock these doors, which is cool, but it works. The second newest item added into the game is the Furnicraft remote controller. Now, in the last version of Furnicraft, before you had the remote controller, you had to use the paintbrush to change the different variations of the TV. Now, you do not need the paintbrush anymore, and to be a little bit more realistic, you now have a remote control to change the variations of a TV. As you can see, So as you can see, I am changing the different channels on my TV, which is absolutely amazing. I love this addition to the game. It makes it feel much more realistic, and also great for roleplay servers. Now the next item here is the paintbrush, which is not new because it was in the last version of Furnicraft. It still does the exact same thing as it once did in the last version, which is absolutely still awesome. Now, not only can you use the paintbrush to paint different posters, but you can also use it to change the different variations of your furniture, such as the drum set, from blue to pink to brown to purple to blue to pink to blue to yellow to blue to pink to blue to gray. You get the idea. And don't forget what I said, this also works on multiple different furnitures inside the Furnicraft add-on, such as the TV stand, from blue to white and to breaking on accident. After discussing some of the new things added into the add-on, before we get into the ring and marriage and kids, I want to cover the rose gold mechanics. Alright, so this here is rose gold ore. Rose gold ore can be found down in mines or just mining, but according to Robert, it can be found most frequently underneath villages. Keep in mind that this cannot be found in creative. If you want to get it in creative, then you would need to type in the command /give@self Furnicraft gold _rose 64. So let's go ahead and type that in command /give@self Furnicraft to 2 dots. I always forget what those are called. Gold _rose _rose 64. And this will give you 64 rose gold ore. This is also the same for the rose gold ingot. Just type in /@give Furnicraft 2 dots ingot _rose 64. If you want to obtain the rose gold ingot in survival, then all you need to do is put the rose gold ore inside a furnace and let it smelt. Remember, again, you cannot find this in creative. The only way to get rose gold ore is to go mining or type in the command to give it to yourself. There is also rose gold armor inside this add-on, which is craftable and also fully functional. In order to craft the rose gold armor, all you need is some rose gold ingots, and then you need to follow the exact same crafting recipe as diamond armor. This also applies for the rose gold sword, rose gold pickaxe, rose gold axe, rose gold shovel, and the rose gold hoe. I also want to show you these quick little commands which you can type in to get these tools, because you cannot find them in the crafting inventory. And you cannot get them in creative unless you type in these commands. So you would type in /give@self Furnicraft 2 dots golden _rose _sword. And there you go, you have yourself a rose gold sword. This also applies for the others. /give@self Furnicraft golden rose pickaxe, axe, shovel, and then hoe. If you want to pause the video and look at these commands for yourself and write them down, then go ahead. The next item, and the newest item added into the game, is the rose gold apple. Now to craft the rose gold apple, you just need an apple and some rose gold ingots. Once you have the rose gold apple, it works exactly the same as a regular golden apple. You just eat it and boom bada bop, you got powers. There was also a command for it, /give@self Furnicraft golden _rose _apple. So go ahead, if I go ahead and eat this now, I get a bunch of buffs. There's also the enchanted rose gold apple. In order to crafting enchanted rose gold apple, you need to get 4 rose gold apples in the corner of your crafting table. There is also a command for the Furnicraft enchanted apple, so if you want to pause the video real quick and type it in or write it down, then go ahead. Now that we're all done covering the new apples, tools, armor, and also rose gold mechanics, it's time to get into marriage. So in order to get married, you will need an engagement ring. To get the ring, you need some rose gold ingots and a diamond. Specifically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rose gold ingots and 1 diamond. And this is the crafting recipe for the ring. Now that you have your ring, you can't just ask your wife to marry you. You will need to level up your future wife to the master level. In order to level them up, you will need to trade with them. For me, I will need some beetroots and emeralds. Once you have leveled up your wife to level 5, the master level, you will have the option of having a boy, a girl, 2 kids, or even none at all. For me, I've been given the option to have a boy. Once you have your baby, you can go ahead and put them inside a crib, which can be crafted using Furnicraft clay. After you put your baby inside a crib, you will need to give them 1 diamond and let them grow up into a child. Keep in mind, this can take up to 5 minutes. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, I wasn't watching. I didn't even know. Wait, what just happened? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Yeah, this is my kid. Now that you have your kid, you can let your kid grow up on their own, or you can speed up their growth by giving them 4 different types of food. One of them you can give them is cake. Another is an apple. The third is sugar. And the fourth and final and most effective is the golden apple. I would give my kid the golden apple because that is the best food and most expensive. And he probably deserves that. And I can see my kid is now fully grown. And for those of you who don't know, his name is Eric, by the way. As you can see, Eric. Alright, well, this is the end of the video, guys. The name for my kid, Eric, came from a friend of mine named KITTYPLAYZ. You can go ahead and give her a little follow on Twitter. She has Discord and other things. I would just be giving her out her Twitter account. If you want to follow her and friend her on the other things, it's totally up to you. Link down in the description. And also link down in the description to the mcepdl.com page where you can find this add-on. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and give me a follow on Twitter if you like. Make sure to also join the Furnicraft and Big Brain Craft Discord server. If that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. JP Super Gaming out.